Ain't but some waves going on in the background while we get everything situated. You know. Again, Happy New Year. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe. I did have a. I was supposed to have like a little headband. Somewhere. I had like a little headband. Child, that'd be the best I could do. It's just so. Let me see. Child, she'll get to squeezing on my temples. And I'll have to tap out. I'll be like, ooh, no ma'am, no ma'am. I need to think straight. I need to think straight. You on my temples. You're on my temples, ma'am. Relax. So, who is this? And who is this? There's no such thing as a bad hair day when it's your real hair. Make sure I clean my little. Make sure you straight. You straight. You straight. Close up. Cover up. Let me cover up. I have a little music going here so I could think straight because I'm not gonna do so much to log in. Do so much just to get here. Just to get here. We have to get here. That's what we have to do. And we made it. Now let us go ahead and get logged in. We're on a different wavelength. Positivity 2026. And so, just wanted to make sure that we was tapped in. We just wanted to make sure that we was tapped in. That's all. Alright, let me get you logged in. I think I got your thumbnail already. And I should have your header already. Copy and paste, honey. Copy and paste. And don't forget to change the time. Oh, Ice Spice's birthday today. Please go tell her I say happy birthday. Little Isis. Hi, Isis. Let me go back to number 1. We're starting over. Positivity 2021. 2026. What? We're starting over from number 1 because we was like Vlogmas number 1, Vlogmas number 2. And so it's Positivity 2026 number 1. It's like, wait, what? Let me correct this time because I'll just copy and paste the header without adjusting the time. Positivity. Oh. Okay, well, you got a different name. This one says Positivity Vlog number 1. So, this one says Positive. We'll change it then. Excuse me. Okay, well, everybody got a different name then. That'll work. Go ahead and get my, I do that every time. Let me go back. You have to add the picture. You can't, like, yeah, don't worry about it, honey. Okay, going back. That would just slow it down. It's a positivity vlog. Positivity vlog number 1. What was that emoji that we used that day? Alright, let's see. Description. And we're just gonna change the time to 11:23. Positivity vlog number 1. Change the thumbnail. Peace is something you wish for. It is something you make, something you are, something you do, and something you give away. I like that one. I was like, oh, speak to my spirit, please. All right, let me get a rag so I can wipe your face real quick. So technically, I know I had to put a little on my hair to get it together. We here. We are here. We just came for a quick little snack. Nothing major. Nothing major. We was already over here on YouTube. I need to go ahead and put me on mute real quick. I got some music over here. Thank you. I wanted to go back and finish Ian. Don't do that. Let me go back over here. Ian Carroll is over here talking to Tommy G. I'm you know what I mean? Like, I want to get back to last night. Let me get you over here so you can get all out of my business. All out my business. Okay, go to history. I need to finish. Thank you. Ooh. Okay.
So
Let me just let him finish. I might speed him up. Just so we can get through it. Because remember, this was a 2-hour live stream.
It happened. And that's been my understanding of this all along.
Excuse me.
And I think that when people get emotional and people start accusing each other and start being really angry at each other, I think a lot of people lower their standard of speech and evidence to just start being like
fucking you're changing the story and you're fucking doing this, and I'm kind of making Alex Jones' voice because we're gonna look at him saying these things later.
Curtis Colvett, his first cousin is Captain Robert Colvett. So that kind of a language is why I named this, why it suddenly really matters, right? It was sort of one episode. I didn't exactly dedicate a whole series to it. The reaction has been so almost like violently obsessed that the public is now going, oh, okay, well, it feels like there's something here. I think that's just sort of our natural instinct.
Okay, I mean, I think if you're saying that somebody is...
It's really funny.
Hi, Madeline.
Would you guys was Curtis from? Just Curtis from?
Right.
Like, how did you do that? They was like that way. They just put it like that way.
Yeah, I just closed it.
This is me. You don't see the massive doing. Walk by. Oh my God, why did you trip over massive shoes? I thought it was massive shoes. Oh, what the thing?
Y'all should be trying to go to sleep.
Oh, I'm not tired.
Y'all didn't take no nap.
Okay.
Exactly. Y'all should be trying to go to sleep. You can come and say hello if you want to, but y'all need to go ahead and get y'all some rest.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Wait, let me see.
There's 5 people in here.
Mm-hmm. Hi. Uh-oh, somebody said hi.
Hello. Hello. Look, there's 22 people in here. Everyone make sure to like and subscribe.
Oh, thank you.
Like and subscribe.
Thank you.
And make sure to comment and share. Wait, whoever said hello, hi. Hi. Say hi.
Hi. They said hi. They said hi. They said hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, thank you for the heart.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Like
Cindy
and subscribe.
Powers.
Wow, everyone's so nice.
Yeah, I know, right?
They like say my
Right. Thank you for. Oh, look at Madison. The cartoon.
Squeeze.
I know,
I see
right?
myself.
I was trying to scoot it over so you could see yourself. Oh, thank you.
I like it.
Yeah.
You're getting famous, Mommy. Wow, you had 31 people.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
The dad.
Yeah.
Dad.
Except for dance. All right. Are you gonna tell everybody bye? They have to go to bed.
Bye.
It's totally past their bedtime.
But I didn't want to go to bed. Did you take a nap?
No, I didn't take a nap.
So why are you staying up?
I'm not gonna be on here that long.
Oh.
Right. I'm not gonna be on here that long. I just had to finish watching this video. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Exactly. Go lay down. Get into your blankets. This video that I was watching yesterday that I didn't finish. Don't go over there with them toys. No, ma'am. Don't go over there with them toys. Leave them. Don't go over there with them dolls. Leave them. I mean, you ain't got to do nothing. Leave the dolls. Leave the shoes. Leave everything over there. Just leave it. Leave it, ma'am. Leave it. Go on, lay down. Good night. Before I make it clear. Leave your iPads up front. Exactly. Go on, lay down. Good night. Thanks for saying hello. You know, I tell them, hey, put to my bye. Bye.
Good night. Good night. So Spanish.
I'll look it up in a minute. Voce?
What did that mean?
I'll look it up in a minute.
I think this voice, I'm just going to get, it probably mean good night.
I'll look it up.
Or, okay, goodbye or good night. Okay, we're searching up the Spanish word.
What's this?
What did it say?
Hold on, we're looking it up.
Okay, let's see.
What's that? I'm trying to see what language that is.
If you can use my computer and translate words. That's my word.
That's your what? Oh, Portuguese. Okay. I seen that voice again. I was like,
Okay, what
I think I seen that earlier. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to see.
And I searched it already. Translate now.
Is that the same?
Yep.
Almost.
I think
Oh,
so.
man, go back. Did it say good morning? Don't.
I don't know why they say good morning. It's dark down.
Oh, ain't somebody else.
Good morning. God
Calm
bless
down.
you.
India is in the building.
God bless
India.
you. Everyone, God
India
bless
is in the building.
you. Ever been to India?
No, I haven't. But good night, you guys. Thank you.
I'm the Hesse. Come on.
India
Good
is in the
night.
building. Love from the United States. I was trying to translate that, but ain't nobody can give me a translation. I was trying to get one. What is that? Magdalena Gonzalez. Magdalena Gonzalez. Thank you for whoever that is on that engagement. I appreciate it. Happy New Year. We were here last night, bringing it in all the way to, I think I got it about 12:30, 12:45. But Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you. Honey. Braids don't do that, honey. Braids don't do that. Braids don't do that. Let me get back to Ian. Let me see what he was talking about. Because I got to finish. I need to see what happened. I missed some stuff. And he went over there to Tommy G. I'm so behind. And he did an interview with Tommy G.
This
Let me
guy
keep
she's
up.
talking to, and I just want to like focus on her and you know
Right.
the clips that are really important. But she pretty much like kind of lays into this guy a little bit because
Sure.
He's acting like he doesn't understand.
Right,
And he's acting like he's coming
yes,
from this, I don't
thank
know, fair
you.
place. But at the same time, he works with Balix Tones. He works with him.
Who's
So
that?
we all know why he's there. And that's why he's starting off his conversation, his speaking, with why does all this even matter? And then
To Harrison's credit, he's there because Candace called him there. And was he not going to show up? You know, like he's there because Candace called him there.
Oh, I didn't know
So,
that.
Let me just turn my light up a little bit. I turned it down earlier.
Well,
And he does work with Alex Jones. He works for Alex Jones. He's an InfoWars reporter. We'll look at clips later.
Cool.
He doesn't get told what to say. Alex doesn't own his soul. He frequently thinks things differently than Alex.
he ends up being like, this is a nothing burger, and I don't think this is going to be anything.
All that being said, I strongly disagree with Harrison on this topic specifically, but I don't care. Still dope. Still a good guy.
I don't. I know you're insinuating that Erica Kirk has something to do with this, and you say you're not, but I know you are, and all this stuff. And then Candace actually very kindly just kind of goes, "Yeah, that's nice. That's good. We're gonna move on to someone else." Like, just, I mean, I'm not even gonna get into it. Let's just focus on why Fort Huachuca is important. But Balix Tones, the fall off needs to be studied. You know, $1 billion in debt. Hey, you know what? Honestly, what would you do if you're $1 billion in debt, huh?
ooh.
If you want to have a job in the next 5 years,
Not $1 billion. How you get that far in debt? Oh.
Yeah, never mind.
You ever think of that? You might start doing stuff like Balix. You might just start making things up and shouting and screaming and hooting and hollering, doing whatever you were told. You know. Anyway, let's just jump into that. I don't want to get focused on.
Let's just say that in this industry, it's not the debt that makes you do that.
Wait, thank you.
Balix just works my nerves, that Balix. That Tones. Anyway, let's get into the next clip. Okay, so I have that on double speed, of course. You guys know me. I'm double speed McCoy, not to be confused with the magnificent, handsome, chiseled Mikey McCoy. I'm just double speed McCoy.
Why are you lying?
Well, that's not going to work.
Well, since you mentioned Andrew Cole, Candace, if I may jump in. And to address Harrison,
So now this is Sam Parker speaking.
and one of the things that I remember, that I keep in mind throughout this entire investigation is, in an investigation, details matter. But you don't know what details matter until you investigate them.
Okay.
Right.
True.
And when this, and as an outside observer on this particular story, the Fort Huachuca story, all of a sudden I've been airdropped this detail that one of the top members of Charlie Kirk's security detail is at an Army intelligence base the day before Charlie's assassinated.
Exactly.
Now, that's a detail. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it means anything. I don't know if it's important or not important, but that's a detail. That is a definite detail because Brian Harpole's job is to protect Charlie Kirk.
Exactly. So we're not gonna just skate past this. That's what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna skate past this. Like, wait, I'm sorry. Why were you at Fort Huachuca the day before, sir? Why? But then you're sitting down doing an interview trying to make this seem like, oh, well, UVU, they said, I got you covered. Now you want to blame it on the UVU? Sir, do you need somebody up there or do you want us to handle it? Like, what? You know what?
Right.
That's his job. That's his job as one of the top members of this security detail is to protect Charlie Kirk, who the next day was assassinated. So, like, this is an important detail. What is one of the top members of the
Why are
security
you doing-
detail
what are
doing
you
at
doing?
an Army intelligence base the day before?
Why are
It
you
might
doing
not mean
it?
anything, but maybe it means something.
True.
What does it mean? I don't know. I have to investigate it. Now, how does Andrew Polk come to this? I'm reminded of the fact that he told you, Candace, that you and Tucker were on some list, and possibly.
Oh,
I want you to remember that. We're going to go back to that nearly.
yeah, some Liz. Remember she had exposed that? I'm going to have to change your phone stand because you keep wobbling, honey, and I don't. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me just swap you out, honey, because she real wobbly. And I see you shaking out of my peripheral. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just get you sitchy. Okay. All right. How is that? Keep it steady, honey. Keep it steady. Keep it steady.
And because somebody else brings up Andrew as well. And we'll get into that. But he's 100% right. You don't know what details matter until you investigate them. And that's why, when I did my video,
Myron Gaines jumped into the space and dropped a really interesting perspective on this because he used to be a federal investigator. And he just reminded everybody that normally in an investigation, investigators do have to run down leads to dead ends, and they have to run down all sorts of suspicions that may or may not go anywhere. They have to look into the neighbors, and they have to look into the mailman, and whatever else comes up. And he pointed out that the main difference here is that Candace is doing that, but she's doing it in front of millions of people every day.
And we can't help the fact that she's getting millions of views, and we can't help the fact that she is getting coins with them views too. But as somebody who used to watch her, live stream, maybe about a year and a half ago, when she first, no, that was last year, because I think she said I was watching her on Daily Wire as well. But I'm talking about her on her own channel when she branched out and got her little own channel and stuff like that. Child, we would be getting 30, 50,000 in the chat. You know what I mean? She up there in them 6 digits, honey. And so don't get mad at her because, we watching, we looking, we listening. We're taking heed to what she's saying. Because now we got the whistleblowers getting her attention as well. Midge, what were you doing over there at Fort Huachuca? Never even heard of this place. We went over here. We following the lead.
There's always armchair quarterbacks, and there's always different. Myron brought a really level perspective to it that was really refreshing.
Okay.
Because as someone who had worked in investigations, he understands them very well, and as someone who has worked in this media environment, he understands it quite well. And that's not who was talking right now. Myron had a different section that Coach Collins does not clip, but I just wanted to highlight it because what Myron said was very on the money. That it's a whole different ballgame, and people will criticize Candace for the way she's doing this. It's like, how else are you going to do it?
Right.
You got to look into these things. If you're like, her friend was murdered, she's going to look into it. She's not going to stop, and I don't blame her.
A real friend.
I don't blame her. So she's going to look into it, and it's going to be public. And the best she can do is to just be really clear about this is what I do know, and I have information to back these things up, and this is what I don't know, and this is speculation, and this is what he says he witnessed, but I can't speak for him because I don't have his eyes. And I feel like she's done a pretty damn good job of that for the most part. She's done a better job than almost anyone else on the internet ever does.
Exactly.
She's not perfect at it, but she's done a pretty good job of it.
And I was talking about Candace's response to Valhalla, where he was like, case this is done for anybody who has any logic. And I was like, let's just see where she goes with it. Let's not just close it off yet. And that's just my thinking. And my thinking is like that towards anybody who's looking into niche. It's like, keep going.
Keep going.
Like, I know Valhalla said he's kind of done. He had all the information. He wants to bang it out and let everybody know who this guy is, what he is, and just leave it at that. But it's like, I don't know, go deeper if you can. Why not? Let's hear everything about the guy. I don't know.
For clarification, chat signed up the Give, Send, Go that Candace set up. It's only messed up if he's actually an abuser, and I don't feel confident that we know that he is. If you actually follow the story of people digging up both sides of his past, I'm not entirely confident that the domestic abuse charges and accusations and stuff like that are necessarily all true. If they are, then fuck him and fuck that. And I strongly agree with how Nate Valhalla VFT represented what he knew at the time, what evidence he had, and his condemnation of that behavior. 100%, totally. But this is why I hesitated to get into it, and I hesitated even once people were showing me that kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. I'm not a family court, and it's not my job to be a family court, and I'm going to wait and just see how the evidence plays out when people dig it all up, because I know people are going to dig it all up. And I don't know if he did those things or not. It looks to me like some of it, at least, he did, which is not good. It's not good. But I know that he was on the base, and we'll get into that more in the future. I know he was on the base before Charlie was killed, and I know we have literal digital fingerprint evidence of him being there. Very.
Don't. I feel like I had said this the other day. Who was that? This little ex-girlfriend of David. Ma'am, don't talk to me. If you ain't talking about Celeste, go sit down. Go. I don't care nothing about. Oh, I used to date him. Whoop whoop, and we met. That's the same as with trying to dig up this whole thing about Mitch. I don't care. the fact of the matter is, he was at Fort Huachuca and he seen some, not familiar then, but after the fact, he saw some very familiar faces. And we were trying to figure out, don't try to go down these other avenues and all these other cul-de-sacs. Please, come on back. Come on back. Come
Evidence
on
of digital
back.
evidence of it being there. So it's like I have to square these two things.
Why was
That
y'all
person
there?
can be in a place where they have evidence or witness to a crime. And
Right.
so that, it's just complicated. And that's why I've not been reporting on it a lot, and I've not been hitching my horse to it, because it's just a whole minefield. I can't help but wonder if it being a minefield is not an accident. I don't know what direction it's not an accident.
Like
but
maybe something will pop up, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now I understand. Now I understand. Right there, perfect.
Right.
You just never know.
never
Let
know.
the details keep rolling out, man. I don't want anybody to stop.
Hitching your midget
People
horse.
email me all the time about Charlie being alive, and I'm gonna make a video on that eventually. But it's like, let them keep going down that app.
Oh, what about the money? I don't know if you need any gifts.
Will all I think that that's a part of success. Like, it has to weigh itself out. Like, you're gonna have supporters and you're gonna have subscribers, followers. You're gonna have people that genuinely love you, and then of course on the back end you will have, haters. Until they're like temporary haters. They're not lifelong haters. They're just temporary haters because they don't necessarily know how to accept their feelings. Like it's a feeling thing when it comes to hate, because hate is a feeling. And so when you have people that, because I have people that come in the chat and just, I'm like, first of all, speak. Don't come in here with all that negativity and you ain't spoke yet. Do I have the subscriber mode on? That's probably why everybody's talking. That's probably why everybody's doing all that talking. Because I don't have subscribe. I just thought about it. I just thought about it. I did. It took me a minute because I'll forget. I'll get so caught up.
But the gifts and go has not been given to Mitch yet. Mitch has said that he doesn't want it unless his facts prove out to be true and actually lead the investigation forwards. And Candace, I think, is probably not going to give him the money if it turns out to be that he really clearly is actually abusive and shit like that. It's undecided yet. At this point, none of it has been given to Mitch. So
Avenue. There's people who are still towards the detonator.
Why would that matter? Why would that matter? Oh, she may not give him the money if she finds out that he was abusive. Was that a part of the stipulation initially? Hey, I'm gonna give you a little, get you a little fundraiser started and stuff like that. Thank you for the tip. Oh wait, but then if something come up on your background, I ain't gonna be able. It's like, wait, what? He already said that he didn't want the money unless his tip pans out. No, he already said that.
Like electrocution now. It's like, let people just go off and figure out what makes sense and what doesn't.
Child, I completely forgot
cares?
that I didn't cut that subscriber mode on that chat. Oh, I forgot.
It's weird that all of a sudden,
once people are honing in on a very credible detonation theory, a very credible shape charge microphone detonation theory starting to get talked about, suddenly it's blurry out here. Suddenly we are all distracted by people's past and by domestic violence.
God damn it, I just said that. I'm like, y'all trying to distract me with Mitch and his past. I'm like, were you there or were you not there? What were you doing at the Mattress Firm Inn Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn, ma'am? With who?
By family courts.
Stop. Exactly.
I don't know if it's just Fort Huachuca or maybe if it's more than just Fort Huachuca. But it just happens to coincide with largely Barron digging up and loudspeakering John Ray's theories about a shape charge explosion in a microphone. So,
you know.
What the fuck did I just say? Hold on, let me slow that down. That's motherfucker talking too fast. Hold on, give me a second. What the hell did he just say?
Often figure out what makes sense and what doesn't.
Give me a second. He
Just
said
let them.
something.
Who cares? It's weird. It's weird that all of a sudden,
once people are honing in on a very credible detonation theory, a very credible shape charge microphone detonation theory
Hold on, just a second. Hold on, I didn't go back far enough. What did he just say? What the fuck did he...
have evidence or witness to a crime. And so that, it's just complicated. And that's why I've not been reporting on it a lot, and I've not been hitching my horse to it, because it's just a whole minefield. And I can't help but wonder if it being a minefield is not an accident. I don't know what direction it's not an accident.
Like maybe something will pop up, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now I understand. Now I understand. Right there, perfect. You just never know. Let the details keep rolling out, man. I don't want anybody to stop.
Pitching your midget
People
horse.
email me all the time about Charlie being alive, and I'm gonna make a video on that eventually. But it's like, let them keep going down that app.
Oh, what about the money? I don't know if you mean in the Give, Send, Go, but the Give, Send, Go has not been given to Mitch yet.
Right.
Mitch has said that he doesn't want it unless his facts prove out to be true and actually lead the investigation forwards. And Candace, I think, is probably not going to give him the money if it turns out to be that he really clearly is actually abusive and shit like that. It's undecided yet. At this point, none of it has been given to Mitch. So.
But say what you was about to say.
There's people who are still towards the detonator, the palm gun, electrocution now. It's like, let people just go off and figure out what makes sense and what doesn't. Just let them. Who cares? It's weird. It's weird that all of a sudden,
once people are honing in on a very credible detonation theory.
Detonation theory.
Very credible shape charge microphone detonation theory.
Shape charge detonation. Wait, what? I feel like we had heard about this maybe 2 weeks after. Maybe 2-3 weeks after that just came out of nowhere. Somebody was like, "Ooh, the mic."
To get talked about. Suddenly, it's Maury out here. Suddenly, we are all distracted by people's past and by domestic violence and all this shit, by the family courts. And I don't know if it's just Fort Huachuca or maybe if it's more than just Fort Huachuca, but it just happens to coincide with largely Barron digging up and loudspeakering John Bray's theories about a shape charge explosion in the microphone.
Shape charge explosion theory in the microphone. What just happened? Shape charge explosion theory. My mind just went, what? Shape charge explosion theory. Just give me a second real quick, because okay. Just give me a second. Don't put theory, just put shape charge explosion. Could a mic size shape charge be linked to Charlie Kirk? Okay, so that was a week ago. Oh, goodness. Twitch talking about it, Reddit talking about it. Oh, my goodness. What is that? What is this? Exploding microphone shaped charge theory fully debunked. Oh, that was Patreon. But that was back in September. That's just beyond me. That I can for sure confirm.
So,
what?
And going to what Candace said within these two clips, Candace talking about the reaction. The reaction is odd, man. Just let people go. If you know something, let that be the thing that you know, and let that be the reason why you don't go down the avenue that everybody else is going down.
Sure.
You know? It just kind of makes sense to me, especially when it's a crowdsourced type of thing. That's the thing when an investigation is crowdsourced, no one has any right to say this is a dead end.
Right.
If somebody's like, I'm going.
Right? So like Nate got in touch with me and was like, yo, I've got all this shit on Mitch Snow. He's a piece of shit. We should save Candace from this story. We should stop her from talking about it. Like other stuff. He wasn't pressured, like he wasn't being aggressive with me at all. We'll get to that later. But I was kind of just like, I mean, like, I'll convey a message, but like, I'm not going to tell people what to say or not to say. I'm not going to tell people what to do. And I'm also not going to jump on your bandwagon either, because like, I don't know, man. You should go down that. You should expose all of that. But like, I'm going to do what I'm doing. I'm going to keep reporting on what I'm reporting on, because shit's complicated out here. And you never know what's getting fed where for what reasons. You never know what exactly is going on until often long after. So just let people dig. Let them go down the whole rabbit holes they're going to go down. And if they're getting distracted or they're getting tricked or they're getting played, then, you know, they'll learn from that. And we'll all learn from watching it. Right? You don't have to, like, right, there's fed shit out here all over the place. There's psyops flying left and right. People are going to get tricked. People are going to get played. Some people are fucking in on it. Just sit back and watch the crazy show and try to learn as much as you can. And so I was, you know, I'll talk about it more in a bit when it comes up, but I was kind of like, hey, man, like, I'm not going to fucking try to tell anyone what to say, and I'm not going to hitch my horse to any wagon, and I'm not like the arbiter of Candace or anything like that. So
I'm doing this. Then they're doing this. That's it. You don't get to be like, no, you have to stop it. Like, no, that's actually not how crowdsourcing works. Everybody is doing their own thing, and it's all compiling. It's all compiling. Speaking of which, did you hear about what Ian's doing? It's a whole video in and of itself.
Did you hear about what Ian's doing?
It's a database with all of our videos. It's so.
We got Coach Colin right here, bro.
Right now.
We got Coach Colin right
there.
here.
It's going to be like an hour long.
Yeah, what's up, Coach?
What that guy's doing. Just shout out to Ian. Incredible. If you don't know,
I'm over here, child, all on this nutsack. I'm like, what happened, Ian? Goodness gracious.
I'll hit you up on the DMs. I'll send it your way for the beta testing, bro. I'll let you beta test it. We're going to need some journalists to beta test it with us before we give it out to the public to make sure that the public doesn't break it right away. So, Coach, I'll hit you up. I would love to see other YouTube journalists use this shit and test it out and come up with use cases that we hadn't thought of before.
I'll make a video on it, man. But let's move on to alibis.
Okay.
Let's jump right in to alibis. We're going to start off. Let me see who we're starting off with. I believe it's Brian Harpole. Then we're going to jump over to Candace talking about messaging Brian Harpole, getting silence from him. Brian and Turning Point and how their situation actually went. To have a clip a little bit about that. I didn't realize this. It turns out he actually was fired. I didn't realize this. I heard it, but Candace actually is verifying it from Turning Point's mouth because they have not spoken about this publicly. And then Erica failing her alibi test with Candace. There's a reason why Erica went to Gary from Paramount Tactical instead of going to Candace. There's a reason for that. And you'll find out about that in a second. Let's start off. Let's go. Where's it at? What are we kidding me?
I was just praying and hoping. I have this best friend that I met in Thomasville, Georgia, which is where I'm from. I have this best friend that I met in kindergarten. She came to visit me for Christmas this year, right? No, Thanksgiving. Sorry. Goodness gracious. And I was like, man, I just hope that Erica ain't got nothing to do with this. Like, I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, so trying to give Erica the benefit of the doubt. I really am. I'm like, man, I just hope that she don't have nothing to do with this. On the back end, like, you know, the initial phase, you know, when you met Charlie Kirk, and it just so disappointing.
What are we talking about here?
What's going on, bro? What's cracking?
Look further into that. Okay, well, that's another like interesting thing that's happening. I would like to look further into that. Now, in terms of people saying that Erica doesn't.
Did Gary delete a video?
You may already know that creatine is one of the most proven supplements to boost muscle growth. But this is Transparent Labs Creatine HMB.
I have a hard time keeping my eyes open.
The science shows that by combining creatine monohydrate with HMB...
Thank you.
What?
oh, you an alibi. I didn't ask Erica for an alibi. So when suddenly I realized that Paramount's tactical was speaking with Andrew Colvett and he was providing an alibi to Andrew Colvett, well then suddenly now, if you're going to provide an alibi, then let's provide an alibi. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy to just like communicate whatever that alibi is. I never demanded it privately. I didn't demand it in her face. And I still don't, even if she had said, yeah, I was at Fort Worth, you guys at a hotel and I was dropping off a package, that doesn't necessarily put her at the meeting the next day. But Mitch did say that the person who he thinks looks like Captain Phillips was at that meeting the next day. So obviously that's interesting. Like, obviously if we're investigating this, we should just, like, we could check it off the list and move on. I have messaged Brian Harpole, just so you guys know, thus far, I want to say 4 times, at least 3 times, asking him. Again, we can't say he was willing to give his flights, but doesn't want to also just give his metadata or a picture of something that took a text message at that time to clear his name. You either want to give an alibi or you don't want to give an alibi. You either are saying, I don't owe you an alibi, I don't want to answer at all.
Gary did not delete a video. Paramount did not delete the video. Okay, cool. We're groovy.
Well, thank you.
It's a pretty embarrassing video, though, I'm not going to lie.
Alibi. Now, I will say that I had some communication. I did message also once the thing exploded with Andrew Colvett because he's just getting on my nerves. Like, really, I have been so nice.
I have had people messaging me from the inside, from the outside, from all around the sides about how much they do not trust Andrew Colvett and how much they do not like Andrew Colvett since the very beginning. I don't know the guy. I don't have an opinion on him other than the publicly facing image of him, which isn't great. But oh boy, do people have opinions about Andrew Colvett.
In terms of what I have told the public about things that Andrew Colvett told me, he's starting to, like, a little bit play with the bull, and we're getting real close. We're getting real close to me just saying, if you guys really think that I have not been fair, you will really recognize how fair I have been if he keeps pressing me. And I felt very pushed.
I would love to know what that means.
I'll tell you what that means, Coach. It means that Candace has a fuckload more sources and archived information and things to say than she says, and then she puts out there. Just like everyone that's deep in this industry, everyone that's been around, everyone that has a lot of connections and sources, she knows a lot of people. And people talk, and they share screenshots, and all sorts of stuff. And I can only imagine, speculatively, that Candace, because I know that Candace protects her sources quite well. I know that Candace will hold on to things and not just blow them out, like not just blow people up. And in this case of Charlie Kirk being murdered, she's been a little more liberal with sharing things that she would otherwise not. But yeah, I bet that she has a lot about Andrew Colvett back there. I bet she has a lot of stuff about TVUSA and other people there that she's not shared because it's just not exactly as relevant to Charlie specifically. That would be my guess.
Right.
Because she must be talking about more private conversations that they've had because he was a source at one point for her. And I wonder what she's talking about putting out there. You know, I really do think from hearing Candace, from hearing what Andrew has let out, from seeing his reaction when he actually is being the spokesperson for Turning Point and how he's handled things.
Okay, so there's a hold on real quick. Let me see something. Oh, okay. It's a fade. It's just a fade. Let me see what's the other one. Oh, and then it's just a cut. Let me see what's going on with it. Hold on. Let me see what that cut look like. Oh, it's just a cut. Okay. I was looking at his transition. I was like, let me see. Let me see. Okay, it'll just fade. Okay, I'm okay with the fade. Okay, I like the fade.
I think he was so close to Charlie that whatever happened to Charlie, I don't think it was random. I don't think it was just random Tyler doing his thing. And whatever happened, I think he might be in danger as well.
Coach has a different opinion of Andrew Colvett than me. And that's fine. I personally do not believe that Andrew Colvett is all that great of a guy, based on what I have seen. But who knows? I don't know. I like having people that are on the reporting, on the investigation, that have different opinions. Because it means that they will run down different leads. It means that if you don't fucking believe this part of the story, they'll go take care of that part of the story for you so you don't have to. And if you're so sure that you're right, then just sit back and watch, and they'll embarrass themselves a little bit. They'll get caught in the mud. They'll get tripped up. They'll get on a bad story, right? So don't worry about it. You know, I'm talking about Fort Huachuca here. Like, if someone is going down the wrong direction, just let them. It's fine. You don't have to, like, stop them from doing it.
Exactly. I'm like, ain't nobody
That's kind of
at the end, y'all. Come on
No,
back. Come on back.
It just, from the way that he acts, and if enough stuff comes out, it seems like he's putting himself in danger because what's being revealed is that he gave out a lot of information that he probably wasn't supposed to give out. Probably wasn't supposed to say anything to Candace or Tucker or Benny Johnson. He probably wasn't supposed to have anybody know that he put those text messages, gave those text messages to the authorities. Like, there's probably a lot that wasn't, you know what I mean? And he's getting found out left and right. And he, like, got rid of his entire Instagram because of it.
He did.
He got rid of all his tweets.
Andrew Colvett deleted his entire Instagram. A PR official. The public relations guy for TVUSA deleted his entire public Instagram. That's not something you do if you're a PR official. That's a valuable business asset. That is an extremely valuable business asset. And we went into it like a couple weeks ago into this TikToker that had been, I guess, Instagrammer, that had been commenting at him, and he commented back and then deleted his Instagram account. And she, like, recorded it and talked about it in 2 different videos. It was all very weird. Very weird.
It's before September 10th. Before September 10th. He got rid of all of his tweets. Like, something's going on with that guy, you know? Like Baron said, you got to get your soul clean. That's what he said to Andrew. Let's keep going.
That Paramount tactical thing. These people are lunatic. It's like, bro, send me a text, and I could have shut it down immediately. But you're like I'm assuming you're also the person talking to Andrew. I mean, speaking to Alex, because Alex did say on his show that he spoke to Turning Point USA people, and like he had Brian Harple's flight. So it's pretty obvious. It seems like they're working behind the scenes, and that's annoying me. It's annoying me a lot, actually. Anyways,
I like how Candace has reverted to just being like, it's annoying. It's annoying me. I'm fed up with it. I'm over it.
so once I saw that Andrew Colbert was speaking with Paramount Tactical and being, I don't know, I guess sort of denigrating what we were doing, I then was like, okay, let me text someone more responsible at Turning Point USA and ask, hey, do you guys want to give me an alibi? So I put Andrew Colbert and the COO in the chat, and I was like, hey, just figured we could have a direct line, and you could just give me Erica.
Well,
Right.
this is interesting.
Right.
I wanted to know about when did Andrew Colbert delete his account,
Uh-oh.
and I remembered that I had talked about it. And so I looked it up
Look at Ian.
because I did talk about it, especially when you can tell that the FBI
Look at the hell.
has already made up its mind and has no interest in pursuing any foreign leads or anything to watch this piece of the story play out a little more. I'm a little nervous because things are about to get very hairy. This is turned into the right there. This is the clip. I just found the clip. I find it a little spicy that fast. This is sort of some Instagram drama where apparently Andrew Colbert deleted his Instagram account cold in the middle of the night about 2 weeks ago when some questions came up. Do you see how fucking fast we just clip checked that to the exact clip? Because what I did is I realized that I actually had talked about this story as I was saying it to you.
Yeah.
And you probably saw my body language to realize that. And you're like, hey, Webb,
wait a minute.
did he and Carol ever talk about Andrew Colbert deleting his account? And Webb was like, yes, actually he did. Here's a citation, here's a citation, here's a citation, here's a citation. Link. And then that link opens my video where I talked about it at the exact timestamp that I talked about it at. That is so...
Timestamp. This fucking genius here. It's turning me on. This nerdy shit. And it went to the timestamp, though. That's just blowing me right now. It literally went to the timestamp. And he was talking about the chick who had made
revolutionarily game-changing. Okay? Because Coach Colin had he couldn't remember when, and he was kind of like, I think it was before September 10th. And right here in this clip, we know that actually it was not. It was like a month ago, because this video is from 2 weeks ago, and you can see there, the Instagram is from 2 weeks ago.
From 2 weeks ago. Look.
Have you ever seen citrus caviar?
Let me know when you're done with your ass. Finger limes. I maybe shouldn't make that face, but hold on. Let me cut you back up. Go ahead.
Your Instagram
So it was like a month ago.
because something is off here, and I'm not going to pretend it's not. Last night, I tagged Andrew Colbert in the comments of one of my videos, literally just tagging him in this comment saying he should sit down with Candace Owens and have a chat. Nothing dramatic, right? And around 5 o'clock this morning, I woke up and had a notification that Andrew Colbert had responded to my comment telling me to private message him. But when I clicked it, it was gone, like deleted. The comment was gone, the page was gone, like I had hallucinated the whole thing. So I kept digging, and tell me why the account I had just tagged hours earlier was completely deleted. As in Instagram said that the page does not exist. But wait, because it gets even weirder.
Right?
She said
Isn't
it
that
gets
fucking
even
crazy?
weirder.
The ability to just clip pull like that is a total game changer.
Yeah.
A total game changer. So we're just going to keep it open over here in case we need to clip pull anything else.
Because alibi, and I'd be happy to publish it because I'm not interested in like throwing one on someone's name. I just want to get to the truth. That conversation was had yesterday, and they did give.
And no, she did not get blocked. I went and double checked it. It's gone. It gone. Unless he blocked everybody. All sorts of people double checked it. It gone.
Me an indication of what she was doing, which was making dinner for Charlie. I have asked for metadata to show that that it was Charlie that she was texting, and I'm still waiting for that. So the last conversation I had with them.
See, Candace does this thing where she's very transparent about. She just says what she knows. She just says what's real. She's like,
and
sometimes she doesn't know everything. Sometimes she gets things wrong, right? But she's like, this is what I knew.
I feel like I'm gonna need a snack. Just give me a second. I'm trying to gauge how much time I got left fooling with Ian. Hour 20. I'm on full speed. Well, not full, but I sped it up a little bit. Just trying to figure out if I need a snack.
Messages too. This is what they said. I asked these questions. I haven't heard back.
I got a blanket because it was
just
a
the
little
information.
nippy in here.
That's not her accusing them. That's just her being straight with you. Which is an incredibly rare trait in this industry.
Power,
okay?
$85
Yesterday, Sunday, at around 1 o'clock p.m.-ish, my time, Central, I think, and they said that Erica got busy with the kids and that they were going to get me something. So I'm still waiting on that, just so you guys know that I have been responsible and speaking to the people directly trying to get the information.
Okay.
So from here, I'm going to show you another clip because this is at like 26 minutes in, right?
Okay.
But closer.
Dude, Coach is going to be so stoked when he gets Webb. Coach is going to be so stoked when he can just grab clips like that. Bam, baby.
To where
gonna
is
save
it?
so
In
much
hour
time.
25,
For sure.
she actually reveals this. Let me see if I can just jump over to this clip. I know I'm going to be jumping a little bit. I hope this doesn't ruin what happened with that whole Erica metadata thing right now, I believe. Let's listen to this.
Perfect example, because they did. You might not have been on earlier,
Ooh.
but I reached out to Turning Point again because, like I said, I'm not interested in chasing rabbits. That I want to actually know what's real and what's not. Sunday. What's today? On Sunday, I think around 1:00 p.m. I got on the phone with them. I reached out on Saturday. I got on the phone with them sometime after mass on Sunday, and they were like, hey, she was making dinner with organizing or making dinner with Charlie. We're gonna send you a message of between her and Charlie speaking. And I was like, great, amazing. I will literally update Twitter right now and say Erica was making dinner with Charlie, and they sent me a message, but the contact was blacked out. So I went back obviously, and I was like, hey, the contact's blacked out. This could be a message between me and George for all I know. And I was like, you just mind just sending I know Charlie's number obviously, so just show me the contact. And they were like, we blocked it out because it's a pet, I don't know, a nickname that she has for Charlie or whatever, and she just didn't want you to see it. And I was like, okay.
That's kind of weird. It's a little weird.
Give me a second. I have to process it in my head first, to make sure I understand, cause how are you making dinner? But then you texting him. Yeah, but are y'all supposed to be making dinner together, or? Let me go back, cause let me run it back just a few.
1:00 p.m. I got on the phone with them. I reached out on.
I'm gonna let you have it.
On Saturday, got on the phone with them sometime after mass on Sunday, and they were like, hey, she was making dinner with organizing or making dinner with Charlie. We're gonna send you a message.
See what I mean? She's organizing and making dinner with Charlie. How are you texting him, but you're making dinner with him? Oh, we're gonna show you a text message between them. But then the contact is blacked out. So we don't know who the message is to and from. We just have messages. But then, it's her nickname. His nickname for her. His nickname that she has for him. But she don't want you to see the nickname. I'm trying to figure out how you texting somebody and you making dinner with them. Pass me the salt. You got to text him. I don't know. That's what it said. What just happened?
Between her and Charlie speaking. And I was like, great, amazing. I will literally update Twitter right now and say Erica was making dinner with Charlie. And they sent me a message, but the contact was blacked out. So I went back obviously, and I was like, hey, the contact's blacked out.
How are you texting somebody and you're making dinner with them?
Could be a message between me and George for all I know. And I was like, you just mind just sending I know Charlie's number obviously, so just show me the contact. And they were like, we blocked it out because it's a pet, I don't know, a nickname that she has for Charlie or whatever, and she just didn't want you to see it. And I was like, okay.
That's kind of weird.
Am I tripping?
It's a little weird.
This is day one. I'm just trying to figure out, am I tripping? Ugh.
We're talking about a murder investigation. You're worried about revealing a pet nickname? The pet name?
You can just change the contact name and just send me send me a video of you opening it so I can see Charlie's number and tell my audience this is confidently a text chain between Charlie and Erica. And then they just said, look, it's Sunday. I think it was 1:00 or something, and she's busy with the kids, but we'll get you that. And so I waited. Now obviously more than 24 hours. It's been 30.
That is a terrible thing that's taken place. So this is the reason why they went to Gary. That reveals why they went to Gary. They went to Gary
because Gary doesn't do his due diligence, is kind of what it seems.
Because Andrew thought he could just send Gary a thing and say, hey, look at this picture. And don't share it, but just to verify that's where she was, so you can just say that. And Gary was just reading the whole thing live in front of everybody. And he even read the don't share. So that went up in smoke. But
Gary did more to expose Turning Point and to help out the side of questions this last week than anyone else. more than Barron, more than Candace, more.
I don't know that. I can try to translate it. Hold on, give me a second. Look, I'm like, I can try to translate it. If she has it, you know, Google has to have that. Okay, cause she got kids. Is that cancer? Oh, is that what it say? How are you? It does say, how are you, madam? What? Is that Hindi? Oh, interesting. Well, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, Mr. Sanjay. I am Indian. Noted, my love. Noted.
More than Coach, more than anyone.
PM, where? I have 12:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over here.
Gary just dropped the bombs repeatedly last week live on YouTube. And it was amazing. It was amazing. Say thanks to Gary next time you see him.
That's the reason they went to Gary. Because they could just send
Gary a picture where the kids' faces are blanked out. They know Gary's not going to go, well, that kid looks like Gary. Listen, Gary's great. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's really nice. You know, everybody's somebody's kid, you know. And you know, we love our kids. We really do. So I'm sure he's great. But Gary's not going to go, oh, well, you know, that looks like a boy. And it looks like a boy who's like maybe 4 years old. And Erica doesn't have a boy that's 4 years old. And that the girl there, that looks like it could be the girl's age. But I don't know. You have your finger over it. And I can't see anything except for September 9th, 8:33.
We're just going to drop into Barron's stream from last, I think, Sunday here real quick.
Work from Gary from Paramount Tactical. Gary from Paramount Tactical has done more to support Candace Owens than anyone else over the weekend. I can't think of anyone who's done more to support her and provide actual, real evidence to support her inquiry into the events at Fort Huachuca than Gary from Paramount Tactical has done. He should be commended for his work.
Yeah, prove this. He says, but it's worth saying.
Maybe I should get some cheese and crackers. I feel like I want some Townhouse and some Colby Jack. I feel like I want some Townhouse cookies and some Colby Jack cheese. I'll give myself about 5-10 more minutes. Let me see. I'm trying to push through. My appetite.
Wasn't in some fort in Tucson. The internet's gone insane. She woke up next to Charlie the other night, went to the office with Charlie all day, woke him up from a nap before Fox hit, went to dinner with Charlie. Literally, people are lunatics. And then the next one, I will show you guys.
Remember, Gary first came out like questioning the narrative, questioning the bullet, and then just hard right turned into trust the narrative.
Being a nice person who's good at your job is nowhere near enough. You need to stand out. I'm going to teach you how to be more powerful.
Because real hard. And then hard to right turned into dedicate your whole channel to attacking Candace Owens, which is a choice.
I want to pause here real quickly.
Come on, I can't see.
Because
we got to get Barron's
the
reaction to
exact
this.
same argument that Erica made when she was talking. Child is trashing you. You must be a bad guy. You can't. Nothing you say can be believed.
This is where Gary had Mitch Snow's estranged son on his podcast to debunk Mitch Snow, and it didn't go so well.
Surely no one will believe you're at Fort Huachuca. After that, well, let's see how that went. I will suggest it did not go as planned.
Or if he does walk into the Joint Task Force staff duty, he might.
So Gary's holding the fake police report from when Mitch got arrested on the base, and oh, it's so silly. This is obviously a fake report, right, Mitch's son? Like, isn't this a ridiculous fake police report, Mitch's son?
End up detained and outside getting the canines called on him as per this report, which, again, I don't even know if this report is real or not.
Oh, Gary doesn't know if the report's real or not. Hey, Mitch Snow's son. That's probably your indication to play into that. Lean into that, Mitch Snow's son. Let's go and we don't know if the report's real. What say you,
Barron was cooking this night.
Somebody's crazy this going on with this report. Like number.
They called me on September 9th.
Hold on. They called him. The Fort Huachuca called the guy. Fort Huachuca called Mitch Snow's son on September 9th.
For real.
It gets worse. I want you to count the number of times Gary blinks. Watch the fight or flight response kick in. All that military training out the window the moment the kid outs you. All that military training just goes away. All the ability to withstand the pressure. All the ability to be cool under pressure, cool under fire. Watch how many times he blinks.
Look at that face.
Actually, if I knew anything about Mitch Snow and telling you that I was listed as his number one emergency contact, and I just remember sitting there for like a minute, like, I don't know Mitch Snow. I don't know why I'd be on somebody's emergency contact.
Did you see the big breath?
Deep set.
Awkward. It's a little awkward, bud.
Right.
It's a little awkward.
I think he sucked in like 9 gallons of air.
Yeah.
He blinked 10 times in under 5 seconds and then...
Yeah, that is how that went. Yes, indeed.
Wow.
Yes, indeed. All praise, Gary. Thank you, Gary, Paramount Tactical. You have done good work for us. I appreciate it. So let's remind ourselves.
Right.
Candace has digital metadata from multiple pieces of metadata, like multiple pieces of digital content from Mitch confirming that his cell phone was on that base.
Right.
And I have reason to believe that that also confirms that he was on that base beyond just his cell phone being there.
Right.
I don't, I believe that.
Right.
But it's still up in the air if he's telling the truth about other parts of the story. Candace has said that she has corroborated personally things like that building was the right building and these other things about it. And then Gary airs this episode, and we get confirmation from Mitch's own son, his estranged son, who literally didn't even know that Mitch had changed his name to Mitch Snow, that he got called by military police on September 9th, corroborating one of the unbelievable parts of the story, that he'd gotten like detained by police with like they wanted a K9 and they all this shit, and that's a pretty important part of the story.
So he was
and so it's like,
was
let's
there.
assume that Mitch is an evil, woman-beating piece of shit that deserves our condemnation. Right?
Still was there day before.
The story about Fort Huachuca is still checking out.
Period.
I mean, let's not give him money at that point. But the story about Fort Huachuca is still checking out. Real good.
Period.
So that's where it's like, people that are just trying to like blow that away is kind of weird.
Exactly.
Maybe he's wrong about who he thought he saw there. Maybe he's like trying to pull a move about who he thought he saw there. Maybe he's just making that part up. I don't know. But why do you care if Candace runs it down?
Exactly.
Because clearly he was there.
Clearly.
I don't know if this is a proper alibi. Gary's not doing none of that. Gary's just like, perfect alibi. There's a picture. There's a finger over it. Perfect finger. I know that's Erica's finger. Those are some young people there. Perfect. That's all I need to see. They knew Gary would do something like that. But if you send that to Candace, Candace goes, if you could just, and they go, oh, well, you know, Erica doesn't want you to know that she used to call Charlie Schmooky Bookie. So.
Loud. She's like super loud. Okay, what you want? You want to get married? Just ask. I think that's the first. I think you have to start there. You have to start. You gotta ask. Hey, excuse me. You want to get married? Oh my God, yes. He's so loud. I hear everybody screaming. All on the game. I want a snack. We're not done. I'm trying to get through. If Coach Colin would stop interrupting, Ian stop interrupting, I keep interrupting. Got an hour to go. You know, as I eat, I'll be able to stay up. How long have I been on? Let me see how long I've been going. Ooh. Hugs. I love you too. Mwah. I need to go get me something to eat. I can't concentrate. Like I'm losing it. I need some finger food. I need some brain food or something. I'll be back. Let me get my screensaver on. Hold on. I got it. I was supposed to technically have it up already. But what was that? Oh, okay. Just use this one. Honey. Let me see. 'Cause I'm hungry. I am so hungry. Ma'am, do you know what you're looking for? 'Cause you're just... Let me see. Sit down and come back. Find it. Where is it? Let me see. Cause I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Who is this? Okay. No. I don't want that one. Who is this? Okay, that'll work. Oh, it's. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay. And then let me get your little music, honey. Let me get your little music while I go and. Oh my goodness. Tell Ian we'll be back. I gotta get me something to eat. I gotta get me something to eat. Stay up. It ain't really an hour, because we're speeding through it, but everybody gotta keep pausing. Speaking of, now I have to pause because I gotta be back. I'll be back. Listen to the music, y'all, till I come back. I know I already looked it up. Sanjay. You gotta say, oh my God. You know, on my date. It's so funny. You're funny, honey. Like some the blue corn. And I just went ahead and warm up some of the leftover pizza. Drop Marco's, honey. Marco's, honey. Ooh, that thin crust from Marco's hit different. Let me get back to it so we can push through. It's the Tostitos and the blue corn, honey. Ooh, child, fan favorite. Love them.
It's really.
I eat my banana every morning with them graham crackers and peanut butter. Religiously. Every morning. Something about that Peter Pan peanut butter. I don't know what it is. It's brand power, to be quite honest. But that Peter Pan,
I'm sorry, you know, there's only so many people who are allowed to see that his nickname on her phone was Schmoopy Boopy.
Maybe his nickname on her phone was like some like. Maybe I shouldn't say this. Maybe that'd be defamation.
Oh.
Maybe it wasn't a pet name. Maybe it was some other kind of name.
Ooh.
Who knows? I don't know. I don't know.
We don't know. She didn't let us see. Right. We can only
use your imagination.
Speculate. Right.
Hey, it could be. It could be. Why is that ridiculous? What I just said. You don't know. You don't know. I'm sure your wife has some kind of nickname for you. Your husband has some kind of nickname for you.
Mm-hmm.
I keep all. For me, it's my mark. That's what I put in my phone. My girlfriend's actually in my phone as my mark. That's just me personally, though. That's just me personally. Handle this one. That's what I put in my phone for my girlfriend. Just personally. Just saying. I don't know about you guys, but who knows? Not like Mark the name, bro.
Sure.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
How you can fail it. This is the thing.
Chat's unhinged.
Even if you're a liar, like if you're a liar, I'm not saying Erica is, okay? But at least do it.
Gigi is. You're not in my phone as my mark. Gigi's in my phone as baby girl. Your husband is in your phone as husband.
Better. Like you have more people to sit around and figure out the lie together. So you just go, guys, how can we lie perfectly? She wants a picture. How do we lie all together? How do we figure this out, guys?
Think it through.
And everybody just has a hand in the lie. I'm not saying that's what they should do, but if you got 3-4 people and you're making things up, like, put your heads together. Come on.
Get your head in the game.
Crazy. Just send the picture and just blank out the name. Yeah, so it's from Cabot. It's for sure from Cabot. It's fine. Just black out Cabot's name.
Your health deserves more than guesswork. At Prenuvo, our whole body MRI scans for hundreds of...
Coach Colin is pointing out something very important here, though. In the media space, they have a lot of ways to get information to come from people like me and Coach and Gary, whether or not they know it, so that the media space gets flooded with this information that's coming from organic sources. It's like money laundering, but it's information laundering. When you need to launder money, you take your dirty money and you give it to an organization that doesn't ask too many questions. And then you pass it through that organization back out into the legal lit markets as clean money where no one knows where it came from.
Right.
When you need to launder information, you take information to a mouthpiece that doesn't ask too many questions, or that you own, or whatever else. And you hand them that information and you get them to give that information out to the world as though it was organic information. That the information space is just like, oh, podcasters are talking about this. Oh, my favorite investigator thinks this thing. Oh, a journalist thinks that this is what happened. You see what I'm saying? It's information laundering. And it happens to the best of us. It happens to everybody now and then. And the longer you spend in this industry, the more you learn about it, and the more you learn that you too are vulnerable to it, and the more you learn how to guard against it, shall we say. And it sounds like Gary the Green Beret, could use a lesson in how people can get played as mouthpieces.
Okay. And let's just send her that. Yeah, just block it out, huh?
What? Oh, Coach, you're stunting. Coach is just being silly.
I'm just saying.
Just saying.
I'm just saying. Again, I don't condone it. But if you're going to do it right. This is just ridiculous.
Right.
A clear lie. Candace is very, very nice for not just being like, oh, you guys are lying to me, huh? You know that, right? Just wanted to make sure that you know you're lying. All right, so let's go back to the first clip I wanted to show you guys. This is at 8:33. This is when she started talking about alibis again. This is with, it's like some of them work and some of them let me just see. When I go to 8:33, it doesn't work.
Coach, we're going to get you web, bro, and it'll work, dog. We're going to get you web, bro, okay? We'll hook it up with the clipper, and you'll get it.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah, I got
so when I click on 8:33, then all of a sudden we got technical difficulties.
But when web clicks on 8:33, we got you, bro. We got you. Don't worry about it, Coach. We got you.
I see how it works.
Yeah.
Let me get this. Here.
I knew Erica and I had a day to meet on that Monday. So that was Thursday. That's the just stop snippets. Friday, I had no show. Sunday, I want to tell you this part. This is important. On December 14th, I received a text message from Ian Carroll, who is in the chat. I'd like him to jump in case I get.
Welcome. I'm in the chat. So this is, I think, when I got a whole bunch of text messages being like, Ian, get in here.
Right.
Anything wrong here, but the text message was me and my producer, and he was like, hey, like, I have something for you guys that I need to discuss. It's pretty urgent. When I got around to calling in, he told me that basically he had received information from someone. He didn't want to give me the name of the person, and that definitively, like, Ryan Harpole was preparing some huge lawsuit against me.
Yeah, so it was in the whisper sphere. I got information from a source that I don't want to disclose about that, and checked it with a couple others that knew something about it. And I just wanted to give her the information of like, hey, this is what I'm hearing, FYI, be aware. And that's when Candace was like, rightly was like, well, I haven't received any cease and desists. So to me, it sounds like smoke. I was like, sounds like you'd be right to me. You know better about this than I do. And these are kind of things that I tend to learn from Candace in these types of situations where I've not been sued for this kind of stuff before. And she knows how these things go. And I'm like, and I'm attentive to the media space. And I have this information. I'm like, based on how I have it, I wouldn't be surprised if you're right. And I trust your judgment. You do your thing. I'm just giving you the information. You'll do good. She has not been wrong about most of this so far.
And I was like, that's really weird. And I think he said, like some big like Texas lawsuit. I don't know what he, but like basically like it's a big lawsuit, and like they're going to be careful talking about this. And I was like, okay, well that just can't be accurate because that's not how lawsuits work. I know about lawsuits. And I said I think someone's intentionally giving you bad information to try to scare me from talking about the Fort Huachuca thing anymore.
I actually think that information was being passed through multiple mouthpieces based on how it got to me. I think that there was multiple. I suspect there were multiple chains of that information spreading throughout the information space through multiple people, hoping that it would go through various conduits to get to her at some point. That's what I suspect was happening at that point. I don't know that for sure, but that's what I would guess. Because it didn't I didn't get it from Andrew Colbert, for example. I've never spoken to Andrew Colbert. It was being passed around from person to person.
That's very interesting. I have to stop right there because Tim Pool actually said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
He brought it up very casually and he said, I have good information.
And I didn't talk to Tim either because Tim doesn't like me very much. And I wouldn't even trust the information that I got from Tim anyways.
Back when he said the whole thing that Candace was using or had used, he said using and then he switched to had used at some point. So he's kind of talking out of both sides of his mouth there. And he was saying that she had used Brian Harpole and Charlie's security and that she was lying about it. And then he said he couldn't say much because Brian Harpole, there were lawsuits coming. That's what he put out there. So Candace is actually on the nose.
Which was bullshit from the start. At least in my experience. I was like, that is obviously not true. That's not who Candace's security is at all. Not one bit. And that's ridiculous. They're Charlie Kirk's security. They're flying all over the place with Charlie Kirk all the fucking time. They're busy. They're not hanging out in Nashville at Candace's house. That was a very weird accusation, honestly. Like, a very weird episode in Tim Pool's whole trajectory here. And, wouldn't you know it? We can pull that clip. It keeps opening the wrong way.
When you're sad or you're in pain and you're confused. When you're hurting and you don't know why. She's being insane, but I'm going to say I always get super heated on this. Candace Owens has the same security team as Turning Point and Charlie Kirk did.
How fast is that clip, bro? How fast is that clip, Brad? What's up? I've got the other clip too if you want it. You want the other clip? There we are.
She shouldn't get too no one's out for her. She's lying about all this. You told me. You went to her house and she's got a 4-foot wall and one fat guy.
Those aren't very nice words now, are they, Tim? Maybe we should calm down, pump the brakes a little, and just calm down, Tim. Yeah, what a tool, right? What a tool! That is blowing my mind live on stream right now, dude.
Yeah, that shit is.
It got stuck in the branch that it was growing on, and then it also has a line from where it was strung on the plant, but still perfectly edible, just not visually as aesthetic.
I haven't even gotten to play with it yet because I've just been building and building and building. And the web is so damn useful for way more than just pulling clips, but I've been building this whole clip builder module too.
Right.
Oh, it's so great, dude. We just got clips for days.
Thinking that this is just made to distract her because Tim's entire performance was just to distract her, I think. Just to distract everybody, quite honestly. Because if you notice, when Tim started flipping out, is exactly when she first brought up Fort Huachuca. It actually coincides perfectly. From the time he started going at Candace, is exactly when she brought up Fort Huachuca.
That's some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that Candace is referring to. Is a lot of people started coming after her right then.
Very interesting. Man, we're figuring things, we're learning together.
We're learning things.
Then she just went on break. She dropped the bombshell and just left us there simmering. So people ain't had no other choice but to go down all these back alleys. She just left us there. I'm like, what in the world? And then all of a sudden, I'm live and I hear she over there live on X. Ma'am. I'm sorry. What? Why are you over there? And why you ain't tell us that you was gonna be on over there? You know, it's taking me 2 days to figure out what you said over there because when we was watching it live, it kept crashing. Oh my God. And then I'm watching you through Coach Colin and Ian. We all on the screen together. Goodness gracious.
I'm about to get sued for mentioning Brian Harpole. So I thought that was a little weird. And I basically said to Ian, I think, yeah, essentially somebody gave you bad information. You first have to start with cease and desist, and I don't factually know if what Mitch said was wrong. That ends. Monday is when Eric and I obviously had to sit down for 4.5 hours, and Charlie kind of hosted a Q&A, which I thought was unfair against the rules, I would say, because we agreed to not speak about anything. But that went on. Obviously, on the Tuesday, I came back and actually, let's go back to the meeting with Erica. This is also relevant. During that meeting, I did not bring up the Fort Watchung thing because I, first and foremost, needed to continue vetting various aspects of it, but also I have Brian Harple's number, and so I was just going to text Brian Harple directly. But it is worth saying that during that interview, Erica gave me Brian Harple's flights and said, like, you know, I know that you mentioned that you thought Brian Harple was at this interview. Here are flights. Now, you guys later see those flights because Alex Jones then mysteriously has these flights.
These flights have been getting passed around. I had seen those flights earlier in various forms. They've been getting passed around with this sort of information of like, shut up, Candace.
Right.
So it's just a little weird how information is flowing in the information space right now. And it's flowing through people that I don't necessarily know if they realize how it's flowing. But it's definitely not Candace's first rodeo, and thankfully by now it's not my first rodeo either.
I took the flights from her. I thought it was interesting. I didn't bring up Fort Huachuca, and I wasn't intending to bring up Fort Huachuca, and I hadn't mentioned Erica on the show. And I looked at them and I said, oh, well, this is not an alibi because the meeting ended at 7:30 a.m. and planes that left Fort Huachuca were back in Texas. Actually, the SAM plane, as we know, went straight to Texas. And I think Brian Harple's flight left at like 3:42 or something in the afternoon in Texas. So I was like, this actually does not conflict with the idea that he could have been leaving a meeting at 7:30 a.m. So it's a pretty short flight to Texas. So I said that, and that was it. And I said, thank you for giving me this because now I can tell people that I have these flights and also that he doesn't yet have an alibi for that morning. I just wanted to mention that. I feel like that's important. Anyways,
and again, doesn't mean he's guilty. Doesn't mean he was there. Doesn't mean it was planning a meeting about the assassination. It just means that it's suspicious and it's kind of weird. And the way that the information is flowing and the way that it's all happening feels like a psyop. It feels like a psyop. It feels really weird. Doesn't feel like the way that I would be flowing my information if I was, like, for example, one of my favorite ones, Braceletgate. When I'm on Candace Owens' show and I've got a red bracelet on, and the whole internet freaks out about my red bracelet, and they're like, what's the story here? You're Illuminati. And I was just like, I'm not. This is a story, and it's a weird story. I mean, it's fucking a weird story. It's like, I'll tell you the story, and I told you the story. It's like, that's the truth. That is what it is. And it's not like, you know, if I wanted to lie and try to make it a more normal story, I could have lied and tried to like make up some like normal story. But this is a weird story. It's like, you know what? This is my girlfriend's family's background of how they used to buy these bracelets when they were kids, and her dad bought us both ones because we were about to travel, and that is what it is. And the story hasn't changed. It's been the same story, and I just offered it, and it was what it was.
Oh my! This feels like human hands.
All right, I told you.
People always want you to explain yourself. Goodness gracious.
I offered all the proof I was comfortable offering without doxing people, and I moved on. Because when, you know, because it is like, sure, if you're like deep in the conspiracy lore, that's suspicious, and that's totally fine if you want to be suspicious of that. I got no problem with that.
I have no problem with people that think that I'm like something nefarious. That's fine. You should be suspicious of everyone, and I'm not excluded from that. But I don't feel like some need to like massage an alibi and make up new things and all these other things. It's just like, you know, it is what it is. This is the truth. Here's what I got. Have it. And if you're happy with that, you're happy with that. And if you're not, I'm moving on. I'm doing my thing. So that, you know, so it's a little weird when it's like this weird roundabout alibi sleuthing to other people, and the alibi doesn't quite add up. Right. And then it's like lawsuits that aren't coming are being threatened, and it's just a little weird. It feels like a psyop. It feels like a psyop.
Obviously, when we went back on air on Tuesday, I recapped I was tired and just kind of went through kind of the high points of the things that we had discussed. It was a very long meeting. On Wednesday, we broke the story about Charlie's car, and that we actually had exclusive photos of what the inside of the car looked like.
Covered in fragmented black plastic, it would seem, that imply some sort of exploded plastic device, it might seem, that pushed the story quite a bit further forwards, I would say. Yeah, that was a big day. That was a very big day.
On Thursday, I made the decision to have Mitch on my show. And the reason why we made that decision is because we were then working in the background to verify other aspects of the story, and we were able to do that. I now felt beyond confident. He had sent me all of his metadata. He had sent me, as you guys already saw, his ID cards, his former passports, his new passports. He even sent me, now I can't say that this Mexican person was in the cartel, but you know, his story was that he was being hunted by the cartel. He certainly had like court documents documenting that a Spanish person had broken into his home and whatever had happened. So I believed him. I believed his story. I knew that he was a Green Beret. Like I told you, I verified that information right away, and I knew that he had stumbled upon this meeting, and he thought this is why they were pulling him aside. They may have thought something else, but it was substantially true. Everything he said was substantially true.
And substantially, I would like to, hopefully this will get it to pull up in this window. I would substantially like to pull up this episode with the car stuff. Because I figured I would just ask Webb. I'd be like, hey, what day did Candace reveal photos about the inside of Charlie Kirk's car and black things on the floor? Oh, Candace revealed photos from inside of Charlie Kirk's car on December 17th, 2025 in her episode titled Breaking News, received photos of Charlie's car after the assassination. Click. And here it is. And I could search and I could be like photo and I could, go down and it's probably in this clip, I would guess.
I find that to be very strange. I have
Literally right here.
and about this letting you guys think, hey, you guys know that we're not making up that we have these photos.
Literally right there. Boom. Just like that, dog.
We do. We have these photos
Just
and
like
they tell a
that.
story. And I think it's important.
And you could do it in real language. I was like, hey, Candace said she had photos on one day. What day was that? What episode was that? Wasn't Candace talking about this other thing at some point? It's like, yeah, here she talked about that thing and be like, okay, but what was that one name? It's crazy, dude. You don't have to have an exact quote. You don't have to know the day. You don't have to know the episode.
Right.
You don't even have to know who
Timestamp.
talked about it. You can just say one of these podcasters talked about this thing and I forget who it was. And they'll be like, well, all these people talked about it. It's crazy town.
Whether or not he saw Brian Harpole, I don't really know, right? Now, of course, the decision to have him on, I was aware that I could not say to him, I felt that would have been super inauthentic if I was like, hey, tell your story, but like, let's not talk about the fact that you think 100% that you saw Erica. Like, that would have just been inauthentic, and I feel like people know that, I don't know, you guys would have just like sussed that out in 4 seconds.
I don't think she's wrong about that. I think she's right. And you can argue about whether it was right or not to have Mitch on. I'm glad she did. Because it pushed something further forwards. Whether it pushed a PSYOP further forwards, or whether it pushed a scammer further forwards, or whether it pushed real legitimate information further forwards. It pushed someone who was at Fort Huachuca that day further forwards.
Because look how they acting.
And maybe it's nothing. Maybe Candace is distracted in the mud right now. I don't fucking know. But it's not like I'm not being distracted. Like, I'm doing my thing, and she's doing her thing. And that's fine. I'm still digging into what I'm digging into. No big deal.
So I understood, obviously, that we were opening a can of worms because people were going to be compelled, obviously, by the fact that potentially Erica Kirk was on the base the evening before, if you will, on September 8th. But again, my main thing was Brian Harpole. During that time, as we were vetting his story, he described the congressman. He thought he was pretty certain that it was a congressman of some description. And he described him what he looked like, glasses, about the age, and he said the height was 5'9".
So from here, if you can't tell, we're getting into Mitch. We're getting into Mitch territory, ladies and gentlemen. So now, throughout these little series of clips, I think I got 4 of them here. Why does it show 3? Should have 4. Oh, no, it is 3. So Candace is just talking about she doesn't care about his past. She's confirming more about Mitch. Then also talking about, and I don't know about this. This is not something, I mean, you're here, right? But I don't know if you've heard this from anybody who's been making videos about Mitch. But now I'm hearing Candace say that he has 0 convictions. So that's weird. I guess it's a lot of he said,
It's a little murky exactly what Mitch is convicted of. I'm pretty sure that Valhalla has evidence of convictions. But I forget. I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure I've got that episode queued in here. I'll look it up and I'll see.
She said. Now, I haven't watched Valhalla's breakdown. I definitely haven't watched any of Gary's breakdowns. I haven't seen any of the breakdowns in terms of Mitch's past. So this is news to me, and it's actually surprising because from what I've heard about him in conversations,
I'll look it up.
I would think there would be some convictions, but I guess there would also be jail time if there was, and I haven't heard about any jail time either. So all very odd. But let's jump into this first clip about Mitch. Let's jump in.
Say that. So he seems like he's being intentionally dishonest about stuff. She kind of just made one statement. Timing was a bit weird. Yeah, that's kind of how that happened.
Interesting. Okay, and then.
Just want to say she's talking about those 2 creators that I brought up. One is named Evan, one is named Morgan, and they both made a very odd statement. You know when somebody says, and I hear it a lot, especially in the content space. This is not an airport. You don't have to announce that you're leaving, that type of thing. Well, they had to announce that they were leaving, and it seems so weird because if you didn't support Candace looking into Mitch or having Mitch on the show, you could just quietly stop talking about it. But they made it a point, and they did it very similarly.
Daughter's
wedding isn't.
That's the word, similarly. If you say it too fast, ooh.
Whatever, you know what I mean. They did it the exact same way. One's talking about the Holy Spirit, the other one's just like, I can't do this in my heart, and people are gonna hate me, I'm sorry, that type of thing. And it turns out they're actually good.
So, in the episode that Nate did, that Valhalla VFT did about Mitch Snow, the word conviction does not appear, the word convict does not appear, the word convicted does not appear.
Okay.
Okay.
Conviction, and convicted. Okay.
All right.
I think my timestamps are broken on this.
Hope everybody's ready for a fun one tonight.
I think my timestamps are broken.
No, it's okay. Cause you
Here,
ain't
this one's got a timestamp.
Tonight, I'm fighting off bronchitis right now. Wild. It's all the same video. We're obviously going to go through Mitch Snow. We're going to expose a bunch of his lies through his military career, his stories, and as well as his horrific 30-year background with domestic violence, punching women in the face, kidnapping children, all verified through court documents and him admitting to, by the way. We'll get into all that. A lot of...
So I watched the episode through, but I didn't remember if he said that Mitch was convicted of any crimes. And in that script, he doesn't say the word conviction or conviction.
Conviction or conviction.
I'd have to do a little more searching to kind of verify that. A little more asking for quotes about what he said exactly. But that's interesting. I kind of assumed that he had claimed that, but I don't know.
Good friends. And it turns out they were talking about releasing these statements. And it turns out they're both, I think they admitted, according to a journalist, that they both are getting paid by the same company. Now, they say they're not getting paid to make any anti-Mitch content.
I'm looking
but
at chat.
It all just seems so odd. And Candace is being very nice to the one who's named Morgan, the lady. Evan, on the other hand, he's done a full switch. Just like Balix, just like Tatum, he's just done this full switch. It's wild to see. But she's being very nice to Morgan. I don't think she should be. I really don't. I think
my sighting is breaking.
I think it is exactly what it looks like. When you see people, I always say, when you see people speaking in unison, okay, you have to be wary. And then all of a sudden you see these two people speaking in unison. They actually have each other's numbers. They actually talk to each other all the time. They release the same type of statement.
We're not going to get into the drama between
Morgan
these
and-
influencer kids.
Right.
We don't really need it. We don't really need it. I'm going to run another search here. I think I might have fixed my citation breaking issue. We'll find out in a second.
Then I didn't want
Ian, my goodness.
I guess I didn't write in and be like, I really want to hear more about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Actually, I don't understand why you can't
Right.
go. No, right? You don't get that choice. I don't know.
Speaking of, you see how it done died down. I don't know how he missed court. Like,
It's just very weird, and now it seems like she has a person who's in there who clearly has an agenda and is trying to move the 150,000 people who are currently watching that thing. Anyway, let's keep going.
Yeah, and so I think what I would offer back is that's what we have been doing. So rather than speaking to his son, I contacted people on the base. Like, okay, he said that somebody named Neff, which is what he said initially in contacting me, Captain Neff, was the one who questioned him. So rather than speaking to his son from 22 years ago, I think the people would say, why don't you speak to somebody who's on Fort Huachuca base now and see if there's a Captain Neff there? And that's what we did. And we confirmed that Captain Neff and the 10th Brigade was there.
That is what you do when you need to verify a story, is you look for names, dates, places, concrete facts within the story, and then you start hunting those specific truths down, especially ones that would be hard to know if you didn't have information, if you hadn't been there, if you hadn't seen something, if you hadn't had knowledge of that fact. Because facts are really easy to get wrong. There's a million different names that are wrong for commanders on that base. There's only one name. There's maybe like 20 names, 100 names that would be right. So when you verify a name or a place or something like that, that helps.
He said it was in an offsite building, a JTF offsite building. We spoke to people at the base, and they told us this is the exact building. Here's where it is in the map, and they are borrowing the space. He told us that this incident happened and the bomb dogs were called. So I made an effort and successfully got the police report. That's how we verify whether or not he's a pathological liar, is by verifying what he said, right? And so that's why, as I said before you jumped on, I reached out to the people that were involved. I reached out to Brian Harple 3 times. He wanted to give an alibi in the sense of like giving flights for 3:42 that afternoon. Okay, so what's stopping you from giving us what you're doing at 7:30 a.m., right? Like that kind of is what's weird. It's like you give half an alibi and it doesn't matter, but you don't want to give the full thing. You don't want to just message me and say, hey, just that wasn't me.
Stop being passed over.
that does seem pretty weird. Hey, let me get your alibi. Well, you can only get it after 12.
It's a little weird.
That is coming up under Mr. Snow's
keeps
record
wanting
for some
to,
reason.
open
So
over
I
there.
don't know if that's in alias or Mr. charge of some type, but then several others started in 2023 that were granted. And what looks like one of the highest conflict divorce files I've ever seen that started in 2017. It might still be going on. It is. On criminal
It
records,
might
all I see
still
is a
be
felony
in
charge
here.
of some kind that was dismissed in 2023 and a felony
Same thing
conviction
might
for
still
second-degree
be in
theft in the name of Ronnie Jean Waite Jr. That is coming up under Mr. Snow's record for some reason. So I don't know if that's in alias or if Snow was a victim or a witness in the case. And I can tell you right now, I also have additional court records and documents that precede 2013. So, and that's the other part of this, is like all of these different court records and documents and things like that are in multiple counties. They're filed in even multiple states. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and it's just
It's
really,
a
really difficult to get
diary.
to the truth.
So we're not finding conviction,
Exactly.
but maybe I'm not looking hard enough.
So that's what we're
It
actually
ain't
doing, is
there.
trying to
You ain't
verify.
gotta look
The
that
last thing
hard,
was just
honey. It
like
ain't
really his
there.
memory. He did tell the truth. He told the truth about everything that happened that morning. And so the last thing is, does he have a good facial memory? And thus far, we've not been able to, and I am in the process, as I said, of speaking with Turning Point USA.
Putting it on Front Street. She's talking about Ian getting pressured. I don't
this
know
is the
if
part we
he
gotta comment on.
was getting.
It was like, we repeat through a few times on the show. You either have really good memory when you see faces, or you have a bad memory like I do when I see faces. I don't know Mitch, so I don't know, but he was pretty detail-oriented.
And she was very clear about that in her first episode with him, too. She was very clear about the fact that she can't corroborate his memory of who he saw. That was
Right.
not ambiguous when she said it.
About the watch and little things. And I think beyond anything else, the reaction when Andrew Colvett is wheeling and dealing behind the scenes, it then makes things really compelling, right? If he didn't get caught on that live, I probably would be neutral. I mean, I did one episode on this. Everybody's acting like I've done like Becoming Brigitte. You know what I mean? Like, we've been investigating the Charlie thing. We've covered so many things. I do one episode on Mitch, and everyone's like, no, like, we gotta talk to his high school classmates. We gotta talk. I was like, dude, like everybody calm down. I'm getting threats of lawsuits in the background. So like Ian was like, I gotta talk to you before your next episode, is what his text was, because they were putting pressure on him to get me to stop reporting on this. They didn't want me to even interview Mitch. So I just find that to be compelling. Like, what is this panic about? Especially
I think here's where two conversations get conflated. I have to see what Coach Collins says.
When she says, now this is what Candace says, and Ian is kind of silent about this, but she is just
I've been
kind of
avoiding
putting
the
it on
story.
Front Street. She's talking about Ian getting pressured. I don't know if he was getting pressured or maybe he just felt pressured. But the people she's talking about is Gary and Valhalla. Apparently,
so two different conversations are getting mixed together here. Before Valhalla did his episode, he reached out through many channels to try to see if Candace wanted to talk to him about it and sort of like, you know, look at that evidence. And she was kind of like, put it out. I wasn't really feeling pressured at any time here. There was another conversation earlier about the Brian Harple flights and a potential lawsuit, which is a separate conversation, a whole different thing, that might be what she's referring to there. I don't know. I don't think so. But Nate's a nice guy. Nate wasn't like being an asshole to me or anything like that.
Apparently, but you know, this is why I say
Nate was just reaching out to me later when he was going to do this expose of being like, hey, does Candace want to see this right now? Like, does Candace want to like turn on this all? And it was like, dude, whatever, dude, just put your shit out, man. Just put your shit out. And I was worried that Nate was going to get way out over his skis and like totally just like go in on Candace a whole bunch and sort of just like go beyond the evidence that he had. But I actually was really pleased with how Nate did his episode, in that Nate stuck to the documents that he had and his perspective on them and what he believed based on those documents. And I don't necessarily share Nate's perspective on the documentation of the whole thing now that we're seeing more. But I'm glad that Nate reported it the way he did, and I liked how he reported it. And I exhaled a big sigh of relief for him of like, well done, man. That was a solid way to do it. You got a lot of shit for it. I don't agree with the shit for it. That's fine though. You know, whatever. Make up your own opinions of people. It's all good.
Have to make another episode just so he can be like, no, I didn't pressure Ian. I wanted to warn Candace, which is I think that's going to be. But again, Valhalla's like, this is going to be one and done. I'm not making another episode about it.
And as for the stolen valor, my understanding, not being military, is that stolen valor includes lying about your service, not just saying you were in when you weren't. And Mitch was a Green Beret, as we've learned. I'm not entirely clear. Like, I guess maybe he lied about what he was in the service, but I don't really trust any of this reporting about it. I'm very, very reticent to like fall into thinking I know this or I don't know this about any of this story here. Pro Candace, anti Candace, pro Mitch, anti Mitch, whatever. I'm just kind of taking it all in. But Nate has a history of exposing stolen valor. That's kind of how he built his channel. So that's kind of his thing. So I'm not going to try to like claim that I know more about stolen valor than Nate. So, you know.
I don't know, man. I think you're going to have to make a few. You're going to have to make a few, which is, you know, it's all good. It's all
I love
good, man.
Colin's take on
Anyway, let's just jump into the next clip about Mitch right here.
Every trail should be exhausted before we say, oh,
it does seem like Mitch might have lied about how he got hurt. That's possible. I don't know.
And I've seen far more energy put into discrediting this Fort Huachuca witness than I have for people actually looking into the claim itself.
Diligent.
Like Candace said earlier, she actually called people at the base to verify whether or not the events occurred. Was he there at that time? Where did it happen at, etc. But I see all of these people. It's almost like it's coordinated.
I like Diligent a lot. He's a cool guy. I've met him before. I actually met him at Turning Point because we were both like, we don't belong here. we were at Amfest last year, and we knew each other from X. And I met him for the first time in person, and we were both kind of like, this place is weird, man. Let's hang out over here. This place is fucking weird. He's a cool dude.
Yeah. Right? All of these people on the same 2 days come out and say, oh, don't listen to this guy. They apply labels. Do you know why we apply labels to people? That way you stop listening to them. Oh, what he says doesn't matter anymore because he's an abuser, because he's a fraud, because he's this, because he's that. Right? Yeah. Far more effort into discrediting that witness than there has actually been into validating the information that he's been given.
By the way, the best way to discredit him is to debunk his story. Like, it's like, so I'm like, why don't you focus on this? You hate Mitch. You hate who he is as a human being. You believe he's a pathological liar. How about proving that something that he told us was a pathological lie? Like, doesn't that just make sense? Like,
Magic Candle Company.
I said that about 30 minutes
Zero
ago.
convictions. All of the people saying that he was a fraudster, that he was an abuser, whatever. I couldn't find one.
It's probably a lot like Adult Film Awards. I've never been to the Adult Film Awards, but let's just say that at Amfest every year, James O'Keefe likes to throw a DJ party, and James O'Keefe likes to DJ, and he likes to dress up and do his thing.
Interesting.
And it was a cool party. I mean, it was whatever. It was better than some parties I've been to in this industry. And it was just full of weird political. Just a lot of like ladder climbers get attracted to the light like a moth at a TPUSA style event. A lot of drama behind the scenes that I don't give a shit about. A lot of, oh, you want to meet this person or meet this person? It's like, no, not really. Like, I don't care. Like, whatever, dude. It's like I'm hanging out with my homies. Like, I'm just meeting homies. Whatever. It's just weird. I should have made a Grindr account and logged into Grindr and seen who was on Grindr. Next year.
One record, criminal record of him being convicted.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, I couldn't find it either. They were showing no convictions. It was he said, she said. I mean, just like full character assassination.
A one-sided divorce court that he didn't get to tell his piece in.
It was very Me Too. It was very Me Too. And I'm sorry to say it. And like when grown men are doing the Me Too shit, I just have no energy for it. I'm just like, all right, guys, like cool, thumbs up. Like I'm glad.
I mean, O'Keefe is a good example of someone who like, I don't know him well as a person. I like his reporting. He's done some incredible journalism. He's done some crazy stories. He does this crazy style of gonzo journalism. But like, I don't necessarily like F with what he likes to do as like the way he parties and just like, is as a like media figure. It's not my style. And that's fine. Not my job to like, be the same type of person as everybody. Sure. So I can just separate the person from the reporting and just look at the reporting for what it is. You know, you don't have to. And James has always been a nice dude to me. I have no problem with James O'Keefe, so it's like all good, dog.
Wait, I don't know. Was you talking to me
You know,
or was you talking to Jimmy?
That have a lot of personality, and James O'Keefe has a ton of personality, and so it's like, you know, whatever, man. Just don't commit crimes and don't hurt innocent people and don't be a piece of shit, right?
Had you found like his classmates in middle school or whatever, but like, could you use some of that male energy towards
Ian, you were so logical. How? It's really simple. Just deal with your own shit and your own baggage and master your own emotions. And then you won't get offended at bullshit. You won't have a thin skin. You won't get emotional and hot-headed. You won't take things personally. You won't get into stupid shouting matches over things that don't matter. You won't die on hills when you're wrong. You'll have the humility to be like, man, I don't know. I don't know everything. It's not complicated. Just deal with your own shit.
Master
and don't
your
be a bitch.
Emotions.
It's crazy. But there are a lot of men and a lot of women in this world and in this industry.
He was talking to Jimmy.
Because the world doesn't teach people to deal with their own shit. It actually thrives off of people that have not dealt with their shit so that it can sell them solutions. So deal with your shit.
Here?
That would be a good shirt. Yes, it would.
Actually, like if you think he's all these things, the best thing to do would be like help us prove that he's lying on the thing that we care about, which is the Charlie Kirk assassination, you know? And no one has thus far done that, and he has not changed his story. So I am inclined to follow this, especially because we now know that Erica and Andrew Colvett and Brian Harpole do care enough to offer up, you know, some parsed alibis.
The common knowledge of most people who are following the case, it becomes way harder to refute. It's much harder for people to refute something that's already in their head.
Yeah, he put some good commentary on how the information space can be fed laundered information.
We're nice to him, and they're saying, or one of them said, and I don't want to mix them up, what's the names, and okay, so we have him on, obviously, and he says both of the names, and what happened thereafter is what I can only describe as like an explosion. I get contacted from somebody who's in DC, and they were very concerned and thought maybe somebody was feeding me bad information, and I was kind of interested in the phone call. Not going to name the person, but it was basically like, you know, worried about your security and things like that. And I was like, I think we're good. Like, you know, we're kind of vetting the story. Then on the 20th, and this is very interesting, these two YouTubers, Valhalla and Paramount Tactical, reach out to Mitch, and they're being super nice to him, and they're saying.
So I don't know this for sure, but I believe that she's confusing voices, or that Mitch confused who was who or something. I don't know. I don't think that Valhalla reached out to Mitch. I believe I know that Paramount did. I think we'll get that evidence in the future here, and I think that Valhalla will probably comment on this part. I don't know. But I think that I have reason to believe that Paramount did, and I don't know about the Valhalla part of this. So he'll clarify.
Or one of them said, and I don't want to mix them up, but we have the video of it because Mitch is predisposed to paranoia, and he recorded them. And I'm going to drop the conversations.
I'd be very curious to see these. I want these to
They're
drop.
so nice to him. This is on December 20th, and like, you know, they're not questioning whether or not he was in the special forces. They're not saying anything weird, and they're.
I do remember Paramount Tactical being searched from Tel Aviv in June or July. Actually, I have that on my chart.
Actually saying to him that I may be under foreign influence.
Nate is actually on right now saying he never spoke to Mitch. No shit, huh? No shit. Like literally right now.
This is the quickest way to go.
Damn. He done went down another rabbit hole. No, Jesus. I see why he don't be sleeping. Come on. Ooh,
it's such a fitting thing, Benjamin, and it would honor us, obviously, Mr. President, if you could visit Israel. And that.
So, again,
it was probably at the start of the show.
From other people on Twitter, a lot of people attacking me on Twitter. I don't have Twitter, but people send me these things. So you got, this has got most of it here. Let's see. Sarah Lyons, Jeffrey, no idea who this is. Can't episode with Mitch. And then we'll get to the second part here and address that. Ian's going to address this one as well. But let's address the first part here. Supposedly, that
I don't know if you're talking to me or if you're still looking for Jimmy.
You don't even need Webb
for
to
some
clip
reason,
that.
I divulged into Mitch Snow that I think Candace is a foreign asset and all these things. Very, very bizarre. Here's the reality, guys. And I'm glad the phone call got recorded.
I think that Paramount is the one that said that, I believe. That's my guess.
I've never spoken to Mitch Snow. Not on the phone, not via text, not via email, not Snapchat, not Instagram.
See, when you actually didn't do something, you just come out and say you didn't do it.
Exactly.
It's simple.
It's easy.
This is when someone alleges that you did something that you didn't do. You can just do this.
Right. Yeah.
And I believe it's confusion because I have reason to believe that the phone call doesn't show faces, that it has audio.
Sure.
And I think we'll see it probably. I'm hoping that we'll see it or hear it at least. So I think the confusion is probably understandable, but we'll see.
I had Twitter, not Twitter. I have literally never spoken to Mitch Snow. So the idea that I was talking shit about Candace Owens and calling her a federal agent to Mitch Snow, wrong guy. Okay? Different Green Beret. Okay? So Gary from Paramount Tactical talked to Mitch, and he's been very open about that. He talked about it on a show. Once I...
See, it's not hard to deny something that you didn't do.
Found out more about Mitch, who this guy was, I didn't want anything to do with him. I didn't want to give him a minute of my time. I didn't want to platform him, and I told you guys that. He never reached out to me. We were never in contact. Well, now, here's the thing. She did. She said Valhalla or Gary, and then she said they did this, they did this, they did this. And so that's why...
Fair criticism. Fair criticism. this is one of the issues with going live and reporting on the fly, and kind of like this constant media feed does make it hard to be really precise all the time. It makes it easy to make little mistakes like that are shitty. And we all have to have a little grace for each other. At least I try to have a little grace for people. I don't take things too seriously. And if someone makes a mistake about me, I'm not too stressed. But, I understand how other people would take it otherwise, too. But that's cool. Right on. Nate's live right now, and there's the scoop from Nate.
And I'm like, okay, these guys are clearly not good guys.
It has to be Gary. This doesn't sound like Valhalla to me. And I could be 100% wrong. But you're calling and you're basically playing the whole she's foreign influence. Like, hey, brother, come on, this is foreign influence.
People are doxing people. Hey, listen, the only thing I'll say about doxing is that I tend to suspect that people that are doxing people are never from the actual authentic narratives that they are supposed to represent. I would bet you money that anyone that might be doxing Nate because he's insulting Candace, I bet those aren't actually Candace fans. I would bet that behavior is almost always planted from all sides as a COINTELPRO style operation to make everyone mad at everyone, to make everyone feel unsafe, and make everyone turn on each other. This is COINTELPRO 101. Okay? And I think that all journalists today, all media personalities especially, but also regular people, like people that are just living their regular lives, everyone needs to remember and consider that the internet space, the information space, is full of disinformation agents that work in subtle and mysterious ways to stoke complex disagreements, emotions, uncertainties, doubts, so that everyone splits up and everyone fights each other. And remember that what you think is a Candace fan might just be a bot from her enemies there to fuck with you. Or it might be a bot from some other media campaign there to fuck with you. Or it might be a bot from a corporation there to subtly get you to want to buy something. I don't fucking know. But just remember, if it's not a human on video explicitly saying something into a camera, don't assume it's a person.
USA.
Okay? This is 2025. And this is unfortunately just the basic nature of the information space today, which is full of psyops in complex ways. It's not hard to flood the zone with whatever it is you want, including false opposition in all sorts of crazy directions. So just a reminder to all commentators and all media personalities, like, for example, Harrison Smith was getting attacked a whole bunch, and I can't help but wonder if they were all people or not. Kind of doubt it. I bet that wedge is being driven, conflict being stoked, doubt and discomfort and emotions being inflamed, right? This is the nature of the game, and we all have to understand it and develop a thick skin and not stress it. Chill.
Goodness gracious. Let me check my time, because I've been on here for, oh my goodness. Let me wrap it up. Oh my goodness. Let me see how much time I have left. Because I tried to speed through it, but he just talking. I'm like, let Candace talk.
Calm down. When you see a person say something about you into a camera, address that. And we'll do that in a second. We're doing that with this, and we'll do that with Alex Jones in just a second.
Once you can't be trusting her, listen.
See what I mean? Like, either he'll stop talking.
But I don't know, man. And the thing about it is, Candace is going to drop that recording soon. I think it's going to be Gary, though. I'm 90% sure it's going to be Gary.
Actually, the 20th, when he first told me that they had reached out to him and wanted him on his podcast. It might have been the 21st that they called him. I'll clear that up. But between the 20th and the 22nd is when they are suddenly calling him, and they're like, oh, like, we're just concerned about Candace. Okay, yeah, and you're going to see in a couple of days he loses his mind and suddenly speaking to, like, exes and baby mamas, like he's Jerry Springer, but that was the nature of their phone call. So I'm like, okay, that's weird. I don't know these guys. And then on the 22nd, I get another phone call from Ian Carroll. He's here, I'm going to add you in, as a speaker. I get another phone call from Ian Carroll, and this time Ian is like totally freaked and like very concerned because obviously like I have a relationship with Ian Carroll, and to some degree he respects Valhalla.
Yeah, she's exaggerating a little, but I was concerned for her, just in like, I want to make sure, Candace, that your wits are about you and that you're not emotional about this and that you're thinking it all through. And we talked for a while, and
you need tons of experience to go viral, right?
Want to go viral like your favorite creator? I found a trick to go.
By the end of it, I was like, I see your point of view, and you know this better than me, and I'm going to respect your take 100%, and I'm going to learn from whatever you do and however it falls out, and whatever, I got you. That's cool. I'm just here to deliver a message for you, because I think you want to know this, and you do with what you want. And as soon as I got off the phone, I was like, well, Candace is doing Candace stuff, and that's fine. That's how she be. Whatever. I ain't stressed about it, dude. It's all good. Because you don't take it personally, and you stay independent, and you do your own thing, and if someone makes a mistake, whatever, we all learn from it. Right?
And he's like, look, I have this friend in the military, he has a YouTube channel, and he basically runs me through it. He's like basically saying that he wants to talk to me, and it was kind of said to me in a way that was like, if you don't kind of take this road, like to jump off of this Mitch train, like what's going to come out about Mitch is going to be explosive, and you're going to like go down on the ship. That's essentially the vibe.
That was kind of how it was portrayed. That's how Nate portrayed his episode. And I don't think that's what's happening at all, obviously. I don't think Candace's ship sinks. Even if you do, like, prove that she's wrong about something.
She just
made that how was giving to Ian Carroll and basically, like, kind of demanding to get on the phone with me. And I was like, and then he started talking about, first he said, stolen out. Like, he was never Rewray. I was like, he absolutely was Rewray. I sent that up to the government. Like, that's just not true. And it felt to me like they were clearly being quite aggressive with Ian on the phone, demanding to speak to me, demanding I allow him onto my platform, talking about.
Nate wasn't being aggressive with me. He was being emotionally heated because he was really pissed at Mitch because he had just been doing all this research, which is understandable. But it did come across, and I understand how she's interpreting that way. That's fine.
Where am I? Ooh, my goodness. Where am I? Where am I? Let me get the alpha waves going, Lord, please. That's enough for me for one day. That's just enough for me, Lord. I got it. I got it. That was it. Because I was trying to push through it. I was really trying to push through it. And we'll obviously have to wait until, Candace come back on her show, and then she's still going to have to do her quick little summary and all that. You know how this goes. I was just trying to keep up. I thought maybe it was some new stuff going on, but technically it ain't nothing going on but, internet drama with trying to debunk Mitch for what he said on the show about who and what he saw, when he saw it, and all that. And then we found out that, they did reach out to his son. And so I'm like, oh, see what I mean? See what I mean? Oh, man. So this is going to be very interesting, I must admit. This is already been very interesting. And I'm loving every minute of it. You want to know why? Don't get me emotional about that Charlie Kirk. Don't get me emotional about that Charlie Kirk. Because if this is what it takes, then this is just what it takes. And you want to know what? I bet you any amount of money you don't have a friend like that in your life like Candace. That'll go to the ends of the world for you to figure out what happened to you and why it happened to you. They didn't have to do them like that. They didn't have to do them like that. And so any friend of Candace is a friend of mine. Ask Ian. We brought in 2026 with Ian Carroll last night. This is that episode. I don't know why I didn't speed him up last night. I should have had him on, 1.25 or something. That's why we got backed up. And that's how I ended up finding out who Ian Carroll was when Candace Owen went on maternity leave. And she had Ian fill in for her. I didn't know he was so yummy. My God. I didn't know. I didn't. It ain't my fault. Oh, damn yummy. I'm finna get up over here. We'll be back tomorrow. Friday. I might just take the weekend off. Because technically we've been going for a minute. I ain't had a day off because I done put in work for like 2 Mondays. No, I think I had a day or two off last week or something like that. I can't remember. I'll look it up and see. But I'm gonna because I'm gonna have to do my hair. Unless you just want me to come on here and do it. I can always do that. I can just come live and just find me something to watch and retwist my hair. I don't know. But I would like to, go to sleep, at bedtime instead of putting people down and then getting up and then having to, so I may take like the weekend off or something like that, regroup, things of that such. You never know. We'll see how this goes. But, yes, I'm tired. Information overload, Lord. Oh, all these names, trying to keep up and stuff like that. But in the meantime, in between time. Okay, love you. Bye.